just close my eyes again. Climbed aboard the dream with a chain. Driver, take away my worries of today. Ooh, dream weaver, I believe you can get me through the night.
It truly was a dream season, a season that included a league championship, a return to national prominence, and at last, a trip to the Final Four. Hard as it is to believe, though, UC's success might well have been spawned by a loss. Following a preseason setback to athletes in action, the team held a players-only meeting, during which they established some lofty goals for the 91-92 campaign. Among them, a 23-4 regular season record, the Great Midwest Conference regular season championship, the Great Midwest Conference tournament title, and a berth in the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. To accomplish that end, the first objective was to work hard every day. It was that work ethic which helped the Bearcats accomplish their many milestones of this year's campaign. As the season unfolded, Bearcat fans were checking their scorecards to learn the new cast of characters. With only 6 returning lettermen and 2 starters, half the UC roster was made up of newcomers. One face quite familiar to the UC faithful was that of Herbert Jones. The scoring and rebounding leader plus MVP of the previous year's team, Jones showed that he had taken his game to even greater heights in the opening weeks of the season. The 6'4" senior was a deadly scorer from outside.
Oh, my goodness.
As well as within. He topped the 20-point mark in 5 of the first 7 contests while recording 4 double-doubles. Herbert's play helped the Bearcats reel off 7 straight victories. Not to be outdone, though, there were others who were keeping up with Jones. Jeff Scott, playing the best basketball of his career, scored a personal high 18 points to lead UC to a 20-point win over area rival Miami of Ohio, the series' widest victory in 30 years.
And Jeff Scott going baseline. Good fake. And
Nick Van Exel, one of the 4 newcomers from the junior college ranks, keyed Cincinnati's improvement in long-distance shooting. Van Exel came off the bench to spark the offense with his 3-point marksmanship. And with Terrence Gibson, Anthony Buford, and Alan Jackson, they gave the Bearcats a lightning-quick backcourt arsenal capable of scoring on any defense. Cincinnati's 7-0 start began to stir national attention, and the Bearcats' upcoming schedule provided an opportunity for them to prove they belonged among the nation's elite. UC's first test was 12th-ranked Michigan State. Some players build reputations for rising to the occasion. Against Michigan State, Anthony Buford conducted a clinic. To this point in the year, Anthony had been more of a supporting role in UC's attack. Buford stepped to the forefront against the Spartans, however, scoring a season-high 29 points. Cincinnati dominated the Spartans, leading by as many as 18 points in the second half. But Michigan State rallied to win the game on a last-second 3-pointer. While the Bearcats knew they could play with anybody in the country, they left the game searching for the win that would move them into that select circle. Next up for the Bearcats was a nationally televised New Year's Eve date with South Florida. The Bulls had attracted attention by beating Florida and Florida State the previous week. UC defeated South Florida by a whopping 80-60 margin. Cincinnati hosted Indiana, ranked 10th at the time, before a capacity crowd in Shoemaker Center. The Bearcats raced to a 36-30 halftime lead, in part through the efforts of Corey Blunt. Blunt had been trying to establish himself as a force on the Bearcat front line. The 6'10 junior grabbed 11 rebounds against Michigan State and tallied 13 points in the South Florida win. Against the Hoosiers, Blunt scored 15 and hauled down a dozen rebounds. Indiana rallied, though, in the second half for an 81-60 victory. Cincinnati then invaded Tennessee's Thompson Bowling Arena, a very unfriendly place to visitors. The Bearcats' hounding defense had earned a reputation for shutting down the big scoring threats of their opponents. Tennessee All-American candidate Allen Houston became the latest victim when he was held to 9 points, well under his 21.9 scoring average, as UC notched a convincing 62-51 win. After opening Great Midwest Conference play with a win over St. Louis, the Bearcats suffered one of their most lackluster performances of the season in falling to league favorite DePaul 75-66. UC shot only 35% from the field, and more damaging, failed to play up to the standards that they had set for themselves. The DePaul setback resulted in some serious soul-searching. It also prompted the first changes in the starting lineup. Jeff Scott assumed the six-man role, while Corey Blunt assumed Scott's center position. Terry Nelson, one of the team's best post defenders, joined the front line, and Nick Van Exel replaced Alan Jackson at point guard. The changes ignited an 8-game win streak, the school's longest in 15 years. Cincinnati launched the streak with a 75-66 win over highly touted Memphis State. Herb Jones led the attack with 20 points, and Corey Blunt exploded for 18 rebounds as the Bearcats won the battle of basketball skills.
Great feed from Van Exel to Corey Blunt.
Following a 40-point rout of Eastern Kentucky, UC faced Alabama Birmingham, a team which had won 15 of its first 18 games. Buford scored 21, and Van Exel added 19 for a 76-52 win, which put them back into contention in the Great Midwest race.
Under 10 seconds, Alan Jackson knocked it down.
Cincinnati's annual clash with crosstown rival Xavier doesn't need any catalyst to stir emotions on either side. Terry Nelson created a pregame brouhaha nonetheless when he boldly predicted that the Bearcats would blow out the Muskies. What a prophecy that turned out to be. UC jumped out to a 22-4 lead en route to a 93-75 win. Buford scored 12 of the Bearcats' first 22 points and matched his career high with 29. Throughout the 8-game win streak, nearly everyone contributed. The team's depth was emerging as a major factor in its success as fresh horses continued to wear down opponents. Alan Jackson came off the bench to help in UC's 71-57 win over Marquette with some timely scoring and defensive play. He scored 14 points and keyed the Bearcats' second-half rally in their win over St. Louis. Terrence Gibson, known more for his defensive skills his first 2 years as a Bearcat, emerged as an offensive spark from the bench. Gibson hit 3 straight three-point baskets in 2.5 minutes to key a second-half rally against Dayton, which turned into a Bearcat dunk-a-thon.
Jones. And here's a big fella block. Oh, the Buford. Showtime. Overly pleased at fans.
Even Mike Reichenegger got into the act. Though the 7-footer's three-point attempts were wide of the mark, he showed his scoring power inside in the Brooklyn round. At 17-3, Cincinnati could no longer be ignored. On February 10th, the Bearcats broke into the top 25 of the national polls for the first time in 14 years. UC entered ranked 24th by AP and 25th by USA Today CNN, and reached top 20 status 1 week later. The Cats, who had been rated as high as 4th in the computer indexes, climbed steadily in the polls the remainder of the season. During the 8-game win streak, UC totally dominated the opposition. The Bearcats' average winning margin was 27 points. Their harassing defense frustrated opponents into committing nearly 23 turnovers per game. The win streak had begun after the loss at DePaul in mid-January. So a month later, the Bearcats were poised to avenge that setback when the two teams tangled for the conference lead in the Shoemaker Center. The Bearcats ran off a second-half scoring surge to take an 11-point lead with 6:24 to play. But the Blue Demons rallied to tie the score 4 minutes later and edged the Bearcats 71-69. With that disappointing loss, the Bearcats found their backs against the wall if they were to achieve their preseason objectives. 3 of their remaining 4 contests were on the road, including rematches at Alabama Birmingham and Memphis State. No haven for visitors. Cincinnati recovered with a 104-78 win at South Alabama. Herb Jones scored 17 consecutive points in the second half to blow that contest wide open. On senior night, the Bearcat faithful paid tribute to a coaching legend and bid an emotional farewell to 5 departing student athletes. Feisty Marquette held a 6-point lead late in the second half. A trademark of UC victories, though, was a scoring surge in which the Bearcats would suddenly take command of the contest. The Bearcats once again applied that surge, scoring 18 straight points late in the game, lifting UC to a 70-59 victory. The Bearcat bench strength stepped up again in Birmingham as Terrence Gibson and Eric Martin combined for 21 to defeat UAB. UC became only the 15 in 56 games to defeat UAB on its home floor. Cincinnati entered Memphis State's Tomb of Doom, needing a victory to tie DePaul for the Great Midwest Conference title. Corey Blunt broke a rim on this power dunk. And later, Nick Van Exel broke the Tigers' backs with his career-high 24 points. The victory gave UC a 23-4 regular season record. The first 2 goals had been realized. The Bearcats set their sights on goal number 3 when they headed to Chicago for the Great Midwest Tournament. Nick Van Exel found Chicago Stadium much to his liking. Nick scored 20 points and showed some brilliant floor leadership to lead UC past Marquette 62-49 in the semifinals.
Van Exel penetrates, soars, and drains.
Cincinnati unleashed its hounding defense to turn back explosive Memphis State in the championship game. The Bearcats held League Player of the Year Anthony Hardaway to just 7 points. Herb Jones, who applied much of the pressure on Hardaway, scored 21 of his own. For the last month of the season, it was not a case of whether Cincinnati would make the NCAA field, but how high the Bearcats would be seeded. That was answered when the tournament seedings were announced.
Presents the NCAA Basketball Championship Selection Show.
And the 4th-seeded Bearcats of the University of Cincinnati. That's not bad being that close to home, is it? The Bearcats, coached by Bob Huggins, won back-to-back titles back in 1961 and 62. And they'll take on the Fighting Blue Hens of Delaware, making their first tournament appearance. This is their first season.
UC quickly dispatched the Blue Hens, 85-47, forcing 33 Delaware turnovers. Nick Van Exel continued his tournament attack with 18 points, 6 assists, and 9 rebounds. The victory set up a rematch with Michigan State of the mid-December nightmare in which the Spartans overcame an 18-point deficit to hand UC a bitter loss. This time, though, the Bearcats wouldn't bend. Corey Blunt attacked the taller State front line, while Anthony Buford scored from all over the floor. The 77-65 win propelled the Bearcats to the NCAA Sweet 16.
And UTEP is on an 11-2 run now.
UTEP, Cincinnati's next foe, had proved its stay in the tournament by upsetting top-seeded Kansas. Though UC led by as many as 12 points in the second half, it could not bury the aggressive Miners. Herb Jones led the Bearcats to a 69-67 win with 24 points. That victory, preceded by Memphis State's upset of Georgia Tech, set up an all-Great Midwest regional final for the right to advance to the Final Four. Very few teams have posted 4 wins over the same opponent during the same season. The Tigers appear determined to keep it that way, though, through the first 12 minutes of the game. The Bearcats went on an 18-8 scoring run to take a 10-point lead at the half, then coasted to an 88-57 win. Jones, with 23 points, was named the most outstanding player of the regional. Nick Van Exel, who scored 22 of his own, and Anthony Buford joined Jones on the all-tournament team. Oh, my goodness. Oh, say, can you see?
Bearcats will go to 29-4, 10 in a row. You couldn't be any hotter going into
the Bearcats were going to the Final Four, their 6th appearance with Privilege Company, and first since 1963. Their opponent, a Michigan team of 5 heralded freshman starters. Cincinnati's defense forced the Wolverines into committing 12 turnovers in the first half, which UC ruled 41-38. The Bearcats built a 7-point lead with 15 minutes to play, then suffered a scoring drought, during which they managed only 2 baskets in 12 minutes. UC refused to give up, though, when Michigan took a 7-point command, scrapping to the end of a 76-72 defeat.
Takes it out to Van Exel. They want the 3.
Oh, and he gets. Oh, that's going to be a basket. That's going to be a 3.
While Cincinnati's dream season ended with that setback, it did not end on a losing note. The 91-92 Bearcats set some lofty goals and then went about accomplishing them all. They advanced to the pinnacle of college basketball, and when they walked off the court, they had the determination to come back.
Jeff Scott going baseline. Good fake and a left hand knocks it in. Gibson wide open for 3. And Exel from way out there. Wow. Rebound. Here, takeaway. Great hustle, and Martin there to finish. Blankenegger. Here's another one. Jackson will go uncontested.
Terry Nelson guarded by Brantley. Spins, tries from the baseline. Got it. Van Exel over to Herb Jones. Almost brings the crowd down.
Jackson for 3 and out. Van Exel.
Herb with 3, and it's 6-3 Cincinnati. When a star is born, they receive a gift or two. One of them is this: they have the power to make a dream come true. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, your dream